Hi everyone, this is Harry and welcome to part 22 of The Last of Us walkthrough on Survivor mode. So we're here in the Suburbs chapter in the sewers with Sam. And we've been separated by this gate from Henry and Ellie, who have now had to run away from some clickers, and we're going to get through this area and be reunited with them. So this area has 2 clickers and about 9 stalkers. We're not going to do this stealthily, just because it's much easier just to go in loud. We're not going to use that many resources anyway, just one Molotov, and we're going to melee most of the stalkers. There's no point trying to be stealthy with this amount of stalkers, and with stalkers in general, to be honest. And yeah, this method I find much more effective. So just make sure that you have either an upgraded melee weapon, or what I will be using is just one Molotov. And if you don't have enough alcohol to create a Molotov, there's half an alcohol just behind this barrel next to the 10 parts which we've got there. So what we're going to do is we're going to run straight into this area, grab the items here, and that'll attract the clickers. We'll then throw a Molotov at the clickers, and then slowly draw out the stalkers one by one and melee them. So let's get going. So here are your 10 parts. There's your half alcohol. And just don't go too far, because you don't want to attract a stalker. And there are your clickers. You can see one's there, and there's going to be one just behind it. So get a Molotov, and this clicker should then walk into the flames and catch fire. So you can see he's caught fire, so just back up to make sure he doesn't get close to you. And I'd recommend having a shotgun or your shorty equipped, just in case you draw out more than one stalker, and you just need to take care of it quickly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hang around this area, attract a stalker like this, and you're going to back up, and just before you start the melee, stop moving forward, just so you can get that first hit off and start the combo. Otherwise, they are going to try and double fist you, and then probably a grab as well. But what is quite useful is that Sam occasionally chips in with a bottle or a brick. This stalker's coming, so back up and then move forward, and you should get that first hit off. But you want to make sure you back up, because if you hang around this area too much, you might attract another stalker's attention. So we're 2 down. The stalkers must have the creepiest sounds out there of all the infected, especially when they're running hid and panting. So you can see we nearly got the attention of that second one, so you just want to keep backing up. Sam helped it there with a bottle. And yeah, get the attention of this one. Just want to back up a bit, just because we're getting a bit too close. Smash. So that's 5 of them down. They're not as loud now, because there just isn't as many of them. Just be careful, because I know there's one behind there. There you go. And you just rinse and repeat this. Just be patient, and you'll be able to get through them all. Six. I had to count them out there. I lost count. There's one behind there. One behind there. Sorry, one behind this gate. One running to us now. It's not really a gate, is it? But you know where I meant. So nearly done. And you'll know when you're done because Sam's going to say something. Oh. Yeah, and you just stop hearing the stalkers. That sound. So you just see their movements, like just hiding behind there, waiting for us to come out. Now it's behind that corner. It's just really interesting mechanics. Always just looking for a new place to hide. We could probably hunt this one down just because there's only one left. But come on, there we go. And there we go.
We're gonna keep going. You good?
Yeah.
Nice pile of bodies everywhere. But as I said, just stay patient with it, and you'll be able to lure them out one by one exactly like that. And it's far easier this way. So head this way, grab the quarter blades here. There are 10 parts on this shelf, and then another 2 parts in this locker. Then we want to head around right and then to the left, and there's a small kind of alcove which seems like some form of bedroom for a child and someone else. So grab the 10 supplements here, head down to the left, and there is a sugar just on this shelf right in front of us. Grab the sugar, and if you're playing on an easier difficulty, there's likely going to be stuff in this room. I think a melee weapon at least, but not for us on Survivor. We're going to head to this bathroom, shower type area. Some shower rules: conserve water, soap up, 10-second rinse, do not leave personal items behind, be courteous to others. So grab the alcohol on this table, more alcohol for us to create more Molotovs, and we are going to need some Molotovs in the next section. Into this room, it's similar to the picture we saw earlier.
This place. It's like a classroom. Why couldn't they keep it safe?
Son, I wish I knew. God knows they didn't deserve it.
So let's grab artifact number 6, which is the kid's drawing, and we see the return of Ish there on the right. Our protectors. I really like, I know I've probably said it before, that we get to follow Ish's story a bit.
Yeah.
So boost Sam up, and this next bit
Go ahead.
we're going to be reunited with Ellie and Henry, and we're going to kind of go straight into a kind of action scene where we've got to run away from some clickers. Then it gets a bit more calmer before we're going to run towards a room where we're going to face waves of infected. In total, you're going to have about 5 clickers and then maybe about 7, a few more runners. But the first 2 waves are fairly easy to clear, and the third wave, again, also not an issue. It's just you don't have to kill everyone for this, so you can decide to conserve ammo, probably make it a tiny bit harder for yourself. But what will happen is that the timer will kind of run out and you'll be able to leave the area. It'll make more sense when we're in it. So let's head down here. And you can hear Ellie.
Come on.
Straight away, we're going to turn around and run.
Sam! Oh, thank God. We gotta keep running. Sam!
Just run to that door, and then to be honest, you're pretty much safe. Although I like to pretend I'm not, just to add to the drama.
Ellie, get away from the door!
Like, you can stand here, nothing really happens. Just head to this door, help Henry open it, to no avail. and you'll see Sam crawl for here. Now there's a pipe here that Sam's going to drop. Make sure you grab it, just because it's an extra melee weapon.
Go.
Head for the gate. And then, as I said, you don't need to run, but I like to run just the added drama. Makes it more thrilling. So head up here, drop down, and we're going to head into this room. Now there's a Molotov just on the table. Just here. So that should put us back at 2 Molotovs. I'm probably going to go ahead and create another just because I can. And I know I'm definitely going to use 2 Molotovs. So I'll crack a third just in
Give me
case.
a boost. I can get through that window.
So they're going to climb up over there and
Open it from the other side. Make it fast.
they're going to open it from the other side. The infected
What about you?
are going to come from that area there.
Go.
And essentially, we can pop a Molotov just here, then retreat into the room and pop another Molotov by the door. And that should take care of a lot of them. So I'm going to throw this Molotov. And that's going to take care of 2 clickers. And then back up. This run is on fire, so just stay away. You just take care of this runner. And then we've got another clicker. So I'm just going to throw a second Molotov, get that door. And then you can hear that they've opened it, so we can just pop through. And there we go. You can stick around and try and kill more enemies, but no need.
Fresh air. Look at this.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Thanks for the warning on the other side, guys.
So where's this tower?
We're close. Come on, let's go.
Could probably not have thrown the second Molotov.
Hey.
It was just more to buy me a bit more time.
That was a close one, huh?
If you want to like kind of circle around the table just to avoid people, or use the shotgun, either way. So we're now in the Suburbs section of the Suburbs chapter. And there's a lot of looting to do here before we take on some hunters. So first, head in here, grab these 13 parts, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then just catch up with Sam and Henry, because we're heading into this nice town. And as you can see, that's the military tower just ahead.
Hey, look at that. Yep, what'd I tell you, huh?
Let's find a way around.
And we're in Waverly Township.
What about you? How you holding up?
Business as usual, right? When I was with Henry, I took out a couple of infected by myself. You'd be proud.
Yeah.
So, in this area, there's quite a bit to loot, and we'll also get Ellie's final joke for the trophy. Now, there are certain conversations you have to have in order to trigger the joke. I've had to learn this the hard way, so I'm going to make it really clear for you where all these conversations are. Some of them are optional conversations, well, 2 of them are, and 2 of them aren't. So we would have done the optional conversations anyway, but we might not necessarily have done the other 2 conversations. But you need to make sure you do all 4, otherwise Ellie's not going to tell the joke. And yeah, as I said, I've found this the hard way about 4 or 5 times, so I'm going to spell it out for you guys so you can't miss it. So first, head into this second house on the right, and these coats look way too new to be here. Yeah, it just doesn't fit in with everything else. So grab the one lonely part on the floor here.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to head into the kitchen for some supplements for going upstairs.
A friend of mine.
Just 5 supplements. Chilling on the couch.
Yeah, well.
You keep your distance from us, Sam.
Isn't that right, Joel?
And then just head up. And grab 10 parts on her. And there is a note just here, the looting note, which is artifact number 7. It's an interesting read, this one. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a good idea, now was it?
It was not a good idea. Feel free to pause and read that. I know I recommend that for all of the artifacts, that they are genuinely interesting. So grab this half rag just on top of here, and then leave the house the same way that we came in. And we're going to head up to an optional conversation. And this is the first of the 4 conversations we need to have in order to trigger the joke. And this one is also an optional conversation. So head up to this house. I'm on, no trespassing. We'll shoot on sight.
Lots of friendly people lived here.
Henry's going to
For a
start
few
an
months
optional
after the
combo.
outbreak, they had a lot of looting. Everyone got paranoid. You remember any of that, Joel?
There we go.
Everyone barricaded themselves in their homes, and supplies started running low. That's when you saw what people are really capable of.
Alright, so turn around and you can see this house here. I have a gun, you loot, I shoot. We'll shoot to kill. Now you have to go in this house to do the second conversation, which will help with Ellie's jokes. If you don't go in,
I was just
then
5 when the cordyceps hit.
nothing happens.
My memory's pretty hazy, but I remember living in a neighborhood just like this.
What do you remember?
Barbecues. Parents, they would throw these crazy big barbecues, invite a ton of people. You know, I remember the smell more than anything. Weird.
And as you can see, there's nothing for us to collect in here. So you wouldn't usually have any other reason to come in here apart from that conversation. If that conversation doesn't happen, Ellie doesn't tell the joke. So make sure you go in there even though there's nothing to collect. Hop on down, and then we're going to go to optional conversation number 2, which is by the ice cream truck.
Aw, doggies.
You're
How
gonna
can you
wanna
see the
stay away
dogs?
from those.
How can you
Not
see
like
the
it
dogs?
is in the zone. These are wild.
They're down there. Anyway,
What is this?
Oh, this is an ice cream truck.
An ice cream truck?
Yeah, Henry told me about these. They sell ice cream out of the truck.
What? No way. Joel?
That's true. This thing would drive around and play real loud, creepy music, and kids would come running out to buy ice cream.
You're totally fucking with me.
Serious.
Man, you lived in a strange time.
Told you so.
so that's optional conversation number 2. And I think it's really interesting because it just reminds you that, you know, when we started this game and we had the outbreak, then we flipped to 20 years ago, 20 years later. And Ellie is only 14, Sam's just a bit younger. So, I mean, these kids were born during this pandemic, during the outbreak. So things as simple as ice cream trucks never existed for them. Makes you think. So head into here for a workbench, and you can do any more upgrades you want here. So we've already done the holsters. The pistols I probably won't upgrade. You know, I know I've said this a lot. I probably won't upgrade any of the pistols, purely because they've got quite big clips anyway. And you can't upgrade the clip for the revolver anyway. But the 9mm's got quite a big clip, it fires quite quickly, and the reload isn't terrible. And like, to be honest, I'm conserving ammo. I'm not spraying and praying, so I don't want to fire that quickly. I want to try and get those headshots, and making sure I'm making every bullet count. And then I don't plan on needing to reload under that much duress. So these two probably don't need to upgrade. I might towards the end, just if I've got spare parts, just for upgrading's sake, but not anytime soon. Then we have the shorty, which is basically, as I said before, a handgun version of a shotgun. If you're going to do anything with it, you might want to do the spread, maybe the clip capacity, because it only has two clips, 2 rounds in a clip. Fire rate's pretty solid anyway. Reload speed depending on how much you're using it, but we don't get that much ammo anyway, so how often do you reload? The hunting rifle, as always, I recommend upgrading the scope. I recommend improving the clip capacity. And probably now that we've got tools level 3, this armor piercing, it'll be especially effective when we're taking on bloaters later on. Shotgun. So I only use the shotgun close up, so I don't really care about range. Clip's pretty big. Fire rate's fine, and again, reload speed, not really interested. Don't intend on having to reload that many times or when I'm in danger. And then finally the bow. I only use the bow in stealth, so don't really care about any of the speed, and I usually use it when I'm quite close up anyway. If you want to do those long range headshots, go for it. Upgrade the range, but I like to get closer just so I can guarantee a headshot and maximize the chance of me getting the arrow back. So I'm actually going to do some upgrades. I'm going to do the scope, the armor piercing, the clip capacity, and I'm going to do the reload speed on the hunting rifle. Just because the clip is so small, I probably will do more than 2 shots on it. So make sure you equip it just so you can do that reload to get 2 bullets in the chamber. And yeah, so the scope, you aim and then press X and you'll be heading in. And it just helps if, especially in the next bit, if you decide to do it ranged, you can just zoom in. And we'll definitely use it in the next chapter, so it's worthwhile. Alright, so move up into this building. The kitchen has some more parts. And there's a few more parts in this section if you need to go back to the workbench. 2, 3, 4 parts, and then head upstairs. The bedroom has the father's note, which is artifact number 8 for this section. It's not there, it's behind us. Father's note just tells a story of when the dad basically had to leave the children to look after themselves while he gets more resources. And then very, very easily missed. Well, make sure you open this attic.
You alright?
Yeah, sailor's falling apart.
We're going to boost Ellie up, and she's going to bring us back a manual.
Watch yourself.
And the manual is an upgrade for the melee weapon upgrades. So when you attach the blades to the melee weapon, this is going to make it last even longer. Makes them very, very useful.
There you go.
And I recommend, if you're not on survivor mode, definitely using them. And if you're not focused on shiv doors as much as I am. It's also quite an interesting read. If the blade becomes lodged in someone's skull. It says head down when Ellie moves out the way. And we're going to head round to the left. And this is the 4th and final conversation you need to have. The ice cream truck was the 3rd. So we had 1, which was at that building just up ahead we can see. 2 in the kitchen of the building where that balcony is. 3 the ice cream truck, and 4 down here. You don't need to worry about the dogs. They're not going to attack you or anything. But then just head around this corner, and the 4th one is going to happen when you look at this firefly symbol.
We're here.
Yeah, by the looks of it.
How are we gonna find them?
I know a guy. My brother, actually. He was a Firefly. Last I heard, he was in Wyoming. We get there, we find him, we find the Fireflies. What do you say, you in?
Sounds like a good plan, man.
So once you've had that, Ellie should
Okay, you guys are killing
Right
me
on
with your
cue.
downer talk. It's joke book time.
What is that?
Just bear with me. You want to hear a joke about pizza? Never mind, it was too cheesy.
I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither. What did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe, you idiot.
That's so stupid.
and there you go. That
All
would
right, I got a joke for you.
Let's hear it.
Why can your nose be 12 inches long?
I don't know why.
Because Venom would be a foot.
That is so dumb. I love it.
So if you haven't already got it, like I have, this would trigger the trophy for listening to all of Ellie's jokes. You just got to make sure that you do those 4 other conversations, otherwise you can stand here as long as you want and she will not tell it. And the one that I kept on missing is going into that kitchen with the wall down because there was no collectibles in there. So head up here, grab this brick, and we're going to knock down this pendant, which is just there. You can see it now, it's highlighted a lot easier. It's just on this branch here. So lob the brick, knock it down, and we have pendant number 4 for this section. Matthew White, 118. So go ahead, grab this brick, and then we're going to enter the house on the right just here. So head into the kitchen. Oh, no, first actually head into the living room because we have 10 supplements in here. We have 7 parts in the kitchen, and there's a great sign above the kitchen. So we have 5, 6, 7 parts here. Upstairs, we have a comic and an artifact. So the comic's just here.
Ellie, found another one
Messenger
of them comics
particle.
you've been reading.
And we've actually finally got number 2 in the series, so you can start reading them in order. And then we have artifact number 9, which is the survivor's note. Ooh. Which is another message from Ish, which is basically saying that they left one door open and an infected got in and then they had to make a run for it. And it's just probably the person who wrote that message, stay out, infected. So there's a safe, which we're going to get to in a second. So just head upstairs here, grab the combination here, the matchbook, which is artifact number 10. You see the combo is just there. And before you go down, grab this arrow. You can just see Joel's backpack, instantly get another arrow there. Now we've got 3. And 1 on the bow, so 4. Head back down, and we're going to open the safe. Safe has 50 parts and 10 supplements. 10 supplements, but 50 parts. And then we're going to head downstairs, and we're going to have another optional combo. It's going to be number 3.
Hey, Sam,
Kids are going to play darts.
be careful.
Yeah, okay.
And everyone's
I'll go
terrible
first.
at darts, it seems. Well, these 3 anyway.
Oh,
Damn it. Your turn.
It's a strong 15.
throw it.
Yeah.
Boosh. I am a natural.
11.
Luck.
No,
Where are the
wasn't.
treble 20s?
Luck.
All right,
What's
get
that?
out of here. You're getting cocky.
13,
Here we go.
28,
Fuck.
Horrible.
7,
It's a tie.
18.
No. You clearly got destroyed.
Yes, you clearly got
How
destroyed,
did I
Ellie.
clearly get destroyed? That's practically a tie.
Yeah, okay.
And umpire's check. That is a 15, and that's not a treble 7. So make sure you go to the stool and throw the last dart and see how good Joel is. a bad mess.
There'll come a day where kids can just be kids again.
Such a bad mess.
Let's go.
So, we're going to head to the next section. And in the next section, there are quite a lot of hunters. They come in waves again, in 2 waves. And we're on the constant threat of a sniper who is going to be in the house directly in front of us now. So, that house... Actually, I'm going to highlight the window. So, the window, which is between Joel's head and his guns, that's where the sniper is, the top one. And essentially, you can either go the left path or the right path using the cover, but you need to be careful because you get hit by the sniper. Quite often they're one-hit kills, especially on survivor mode. So I'm going to head on down, and then I'm actually going to cut it, and we'll cover the next section in the next video.
Get out! Fucking sniper. Did you see where it came from?
Somewhere down the street. Right now, y'all stay here.
No.
Before you start, I need you guys to keep him busy. I want to go around and see if I can't get the angle on him.
Okay. Hey, be careful.
Alright, well, you definitely make sure you tune in for the next episode, because it's actually one of my favourite parts of the game. But we'll cover that on part 23. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.